topic we look soil moisture plant relationship. This is very important. We are irrigating artificially supply water to the plants. But how do this plant absorb the water? So that is the very important to know. So the relationship between the soil pores and its water holding capacity and how the plant absorb the water is very important to know. So that relationship we are going to see in this video, and also towards the end we are solve the numerical. So this is the basic question we are talking about. So let us say soil, and it's gonna rain, and also we supply the water in the irrigation. So what happen is some of the water gets stored in the pores in the soil. There are bigger pores in the soil as well as the small voids in the soil. So this water stored in this void, and some of the water from this bigger pores keep going down because of gravitational force and join the water table. So let us say this is the groundwater. You already know what is groundwater. The ultimately some of the water reaches to the groundwater, and some of the water absorbed by the plant. So there are the important terms which is interesting and you have to know. So there are the this is the plant. There are the root zone where the root develop. So formal definition goes like root zone. It's the area of the soil contains the plant roots. So this is the root zone. This is the depth of the root zone. After that we have a small intermediate zone, then we have the capillary zone. As I earlier told you what is capillary zone, what is root zone. So here is the water gets stored because of the capillary action in the pores. So after this what we have the water table, and this is the groundwater. And you know below the groundwater there is the impervious strata where the water cannot penetrate. Now let us go to next, that is soil saturation capacity, then field capacity, then what is the left after the plant extract the water. So as last slide we saw soil, the plant, and there are the root zone, and we apply the irrigation water, or there are some rains. So these are the pores that is in the soil. So if all these pores are filled, it cannot hold any more water. All the pores are filled. So this water content will, all the pores are filled, it is known as the saturation capacity. When all the pores are filled with the water, then the soil preparation. It is the total water contains in the soil when all the voids are filled with the water, and all these are filled with the water. So what happen is, I told before, there are some micropores and some macropores. So these are the macro and these small pore are the micro. So these small pores, what happens? The water drains down. Only the micropore held the water, but on the macropore it drains down and reaches the groundwater. So the water which reaches the groundwater is known as the gravitational water. So field capacity is nothing but water contents which is retained by the soil against the force of the gravity. After this gravitation, explain what are the water content ratio, and this water content ratio is known as the filled capacity. So this is the gravitational water is escaped. And what is the water left? So there are the two type of water basically. One is the capillary water and another one is the hygroscopic water. So capillary water is nothing but the water which is the held by the soil due to surface tension of the soil. Only capillary water can be observed by the plants. Hygroscopic water is something like the very thin surface of the water over the surface of the soil. It is the very thin film of the water on the surface of the soil. Let us say this is some soil and we dry this oven in the oven, we put this soil in the oven and dry in oven, we get dried soil and it is called oven dried soil. And then when this order oven dry soil moist to air and this air contain the water particle, it absorbs some water, and that observed water by air is known as hygroscopic water, because very thin surface of the water is held by the, and this water is known as hygroscopic water, and this is the capillary water. And only capillary water is available by the extraction of the plant, and after the extraction of the plant, only hygroscopic water is available. Now let us see little more available about moisture and what is the wilting point. These are the importance. I just make a diagram. Let us say this is the saturated capacity level, water content, and after some gravitational water has passed out, then we have field capacity, and again after some we get the capillary water, and that water is available for the plant, and this is the known as available moisture. And then we have the hygroscopic water which is unavailable for the unavailable water. After the available moisture being taken by the plant start wilting. Wilting means it is no longer able to photosynthesis processes. So we often see a yellow leaf or grouping down. So they can no longer grow. So water content which is no longer to extract the sufficient water, that is known as basically wilting point. So the plants start wilting when no water is available. Then water content is known as permanent wilting point. And also we have temporary wilting point. The temporary wilting point what happens when we pour water in night, it may again back to the life, but ultimately permanent and ultimate it in permanent wilting point it never regain in life, but in temporary wilting it can be available, and it is between field capacity and permanent wilting point what is the available moisture. And again we have something called readily available moisture. What of this, let us say 100%, out of this only 75% the plant can extract the water easily, so other 25% goes into the permanent wilting point. So approximately 75% is easily available, that is known as readily available moisture. Soil moisture deficiency is nothing but the water content which is required volume of water required to bring it back to the filled capacity. That is known as soil moisture deficiency. So when we want to when we want the water to bring it on the filled capacity, we apply some water, and this water is known as basically soil moisture deficiency. Then next is, let us filled capacity and available moisture, and what are the equation associated with this. So as we know, filled capacity is the ratio. It is the nothing but it is the water held by the soil per unit area per bed of the soil per unit area. So basically, let us say it is denoted by gamma D, as I earlier told you, density multiplied by volume and 1 meter square. So it is basically into D into, so we talk about here root zone depth. So gamma D is nothing, dry unit weight, gamma is the dry unit weight, D is the root zone depth. So field capacity, we have weight of water gamma W into V, volume of the water, divided by weight of soil per unit area, gamma D into 1 into D, and which is the FC, field capacity. So gamma volume of the water into per unit area, volume of the water per unit area, that is the V here, and this is equal to field capacity into gamma D upon into D gamma into W, unit weight of the water. So volume of water per unit area, we can also call it equivalent depth, because this is unit area which is in meter square and meter cube. When we cancel out, we just get a meter. So it nothing but it represent a single dimension, which we can also called it as equivalent depth. So some of the problem, they are always talk about the depth term. So this is the volume of the water per unit area. So this is the field capacity into gamma D into D upon gamma W. So let us say we want to calculate available moisture. So all of we know what is the available moisture. It is the nothing but it is the difference between field capacity and permanent wilting point. So water content difference between permanent wilting point and field capacity. So available moisture equal to field capacity. We know the volume of water is this much. So permanent melting point, if we substitute the values, we get the available moisture is the difference of those two, FC minus field wilting point, permanent wilting point. FC minus permanent wilting point. Sometime it is in the percentage also. Multiply gamma D into D upon gamma W. This is the volume of the water per unit area, and which is equivalent depth available to the moisture. Let us solve the numerical to clear our concept. So this is the question. I put this question, took this question from the some on the net site. So we have irrigation water is to provided to a crop to bring the moisture content from 18% to the 28%, that is the field capacity of the soil. So already the moisture content is somewhere in 18% and we want to bring it to 28%. सो हमने 18 से 28% पे लाना है एंड रूट जोन डेप्थ हमें दी है 70%. ऑल्सो वी गिवन गामा डी 1.3 एंड गामा डब्ल्यू 1, और यहाँ अगर गामा डब्ल्यू नहीं दिया होता तो अभी हम इसको 1 ले सकते थे. सो व्हाट इज द डेप्थ ऑफ इरिगेशन वाटर रिक्वायर्ड, बेसिकली वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट दिस volume of water per unit area, which is also equivalent depth, which is the required field capacity to bring from 18 to 28%. So simplify the problems. We have field capacity minus 18%. All we have the PWP, permanent wilting point. So we want to bring it at 28%. So minus 18% into gamma D upon gamma W into D. So field capacity is 28%, and this is given as 10.18%, and then 1.3 gram per centimeter cube upon, be careful here what is the unit, and it is 1 gram, and depth is nothing but it is 70 centimeter, that's root zone depth. So basically we get 0.1 into 1.3 into 70 centimeter, and which is equal to 9.1 centimeter. We want in mm, so it is it is in 91 mm. That is the depth of irrigation water required. So this is basically the depth between FC and PWP. So if we provide 91 mm equivalent depth of the water content shrink from 18% to 28%. It is simple problem. So next question. This is MCQ type question, because basically in your paper some MCQ also available. So we have field capacity, that is 30%, and permanent wilting point, that is 10%. Field capacity, and this is permanent wilting point, field capacity, and both values are given. Then again, and definition is that is 40%. So 40% we can use, so value here we get 40% of this. Dry weight gamma D and gamma W, that is 9.8 kilonewton दिया हुआ है हमें, और यहाँ पे रेनफॉल 30 mm, and we have to find what is the net irrigation required per meter depth of the soil basically. So we have to calculate the readily available moisture first, which is 40% of the difference between these two, FC and PWP, and subtract the rainfall, we get the net irrigation. यहाँ एक बात इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि माइनस करना है हमें इफेक्टिव रेनफॉल को. So first we calculate available moisture required. So available moisture is equal to FC minus PWP into gamma D upon gamma W into D. ये आपको याद, इसको कर लो या इसको समझ लो, क्योंकि दिस इज द इम्पॉर्टेंट रिलेशन. डी, हाँ हेयर हमें D1 मीटर लेना है. सो FC 0.3 माइनस 0.1 इंटू, यहाँ पे इम्पॉर्टेंट है परसेंट में दिया होगा तो आपको कन्वर्ट करना होगा. गामा डी 14.7 अपॉन 9.8 इंटू डी 1 मीटर. ओके, so here permission 40% of the available moisture, which is nothing but the water we get here multiplied by 0.4 into 3 into 14.98 into 1, which is equal to available moisture. So option given in mm, so we convert it mm, so 1000, so we get 120 mm. और यहाँ पे इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि effective rainfall, net irrigation, so effective rainfall basically माइनस करना पड़ेगा हमें, सो 30 mm रेनफॉल से आया है तो वी गेट 90 mm, so this is our required answer, 90 mm. So this is the net irrigation depth required, so that is 90 mm. Option D is the your answer. Thanks for watching the video. In next video we watch duty, delta and method of irrigations. Thanks.